What's up guys, WildDucati here. We have the 1299 Panigale S. We're going to demo this bike out here. I'll get you a little feedback on that in the review. This is new for 2015. One of the most anticipated Ducatis of recent times. Let's go have some fun. Certainly sounds good. It's got the nice color display. You can channel through your different modes. Time on tach is 240 miles in this new baby. And then going in, you go to sport. You can see all the settings there. Into wet mode, ABS and traction control gets a little stiffened. And then race mode, of course, loosening things up. I'm going to keep it in sport mode until I can fully understand it, or not understand, you know, and get up comfortable on it. Notice here it's got a up and down, and that's for your wheelie control. Something taken from the Aprilias. Let's go have some fun. Very comfortable ride. I mean, it's not chirpy as it was described to me, and what I definitely can already agree with is like the 899 just with a shit ton more power. Definitely very smooth ride, especially even at low speeds. I mean, I know the 1199 was really chirpy at low speeds, but this is just evened out a lot better. The suspension's really great. Doesn't ride like a tank. But even off the bat, I can tell this thing just wants to run. I'm only at like about 4 grand right now in the RPMs. Seat's really comfortable. The ride position, even for, I'm a taller guy, so it really doesn't kind of count that much, but my arms are, you know, at a real good comfortable position. Again, I'm 6'4" with a pretty big wingspan, so shorter guys, I'm sure you'd probably be just fine on this also. Very nimble. I mean, it absolutely is very, it'll move around, you know, these corners really, really easily. Minimum effort to put it down into a corner. It's got traffic's crazy right now. Can't really open it up too much. I'll get on some back roads here and open her up for us. Oh yeah, this thing would be a dream on the track. Really, really good. The steering damper, I mean, it's keeping it really solid. All-in suspension is definitely, you know, it's an active suspension the way that they just described it to me. So it's constantly remapping or readjusting the suspension to make the ride even better. Handling, I mean, it's just so responsive. Just a little bit of lean or a little bit of pressure on the handlebars and it's diving in. Not too much, but plenty enough. Just like that 1199, you know, that's one of the things I loved about it, was that it would just dive into the corners and carve up. It's also got a quick downshift. Probably gonna be better now. It's got a quick downshift, so I mean, it's instantaneous. There's no lag at all. Really impressive the amount of electronics are, you know, set up where they're working for you as best they can too. Beautiful bike. I mean, as crazy as it sounds, this could be, you know, it's comfortable. The ride's really smooth. This could be a daily driver if you wanted it to, if you got the affordability. I'm gonna pull off the side a little bit, get some distance in the traffic. Very solid. I give it 2 thumbs up. Definitely a big rocket ship. And this is just the stock exhaust. So the Akrapovic exhaust is going to be about, they say 7-8% more horsepower, and probably about the equivalent of that on the torque. But really interesting to see how this baby does in the track. Handling is just unparalleled. It's way better than my 899 and way better than the 1199. I really didn't like the 1199 too much. I mean, yeah, it carved the, you know, the corners really well and it stuck to the lines great. The power out of it was great, but this thing is just so much more evened out. It's so much more solid as far as the ride. I mean, you're not really moving around too much off your line. I think it's that ECU being constantly, you know, active, making a big difference there. As far as the suspension, and I mean, you are literally on rails with this thing. It is great. I'm gonna whip it around so I can actually get away from these 2 cars. After riding my bike so often too, it's so weird having mirrors. Yeah, that's great though. I love this seat. For some reason, this seat just has a whole lot more grip than mine. My 899, but the riding position has, like, I mean, I can't tell the difference between this and my 899. Like a bat out of hell, that's for sure. Still gotta figure out this clutch handle, and probably something that's stalling it, but the clutch handle, it's like higher up, so if it was me, I want it, like, I like it lower. It's just in a different position. It's even different than the brake. It's just, you know, it sits up higher, like that's in line with your hand right there. I'm sure it's probably what people prefer, but it's just different than my bike, so that was probably the first thing I noticed. Bike to ride. So the 1199 was so chirpy, even like when you're coming off the throttle, it would just be like, bah, 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 bah. I mean, it would be such a racket on your riding position, because your hands would be like jerking around and moving up on the tank with the seat. But this thing is so much better when even you're decelerating or rolling off the throttle. Much more even out again, like the 1199. Definitely a great bike. And all the power you could ever ask for or want. The minivan just sticking out in front. You want to back up, you idiot? Like the white line's back there. I can't go around you that far. Quick shift down, nice. That rolling on the throttle in the corner is so easy. Not chirpy at all. That's one thing with my 899. Even when I'm coming out of the, like into a corner or I'm staying in it, the throttle has a really hard time at holding that speed. But this is just nice and fluid, nice and smooth. It's such a dynamic bike. It's going from like completely like absolutely bat out of hell fast and nimble, and then all of a sudden you just roll off throttle and then now you're just cruising. It's such a nice transition. So some distance so when I go through these corners, I'm not creeping up on anybody really fast. That downshift is great. I love it. Traffic. Traffic, 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 traffic. I hate it. Give me the road. It's mine. I want it. I'll bring her back, trust me. Just gonna go down this way. I knew you were going to do that, you sucker. I can get some knees down right here. Traffic! Why? Why? Traffic! Jump off this rocket ship. Let's wait for a break in traffic. Give you guys a quick overview. How this baby looks. Very good bike. Nice little carbon fiber. I'll get a little closer so you guys can see the details. Headlights. Turn signals, or I'm sorry, new turn signal mirrors, redesigned. They don't fold up, so, but they do break off if you go down, so heads up on that. It's the new exhaust. Looks good. Sounds good. Must be good. I like this back tail section too. That is very sharp. Some nice new Super Corsa tires on it. And some bug splatters. Gotta get some 3M next. Alright, we got a break in traffic, so let's go have some corners. Now, no, I'm not gonna get this too crazy, so all you guys are like, oh my god, your lines are terrible. Well, guess what? I'm not gonna kill myself on this thing. It's my first time riding it, so. Very smooth in the corners though. It's kind of like one of the big tests of a bike in my opinion is how it can do a corner but in like second and third gear, because that's usually when there's like the biggest transition of power from the engine. Once you get up to 6 and 7, those gears, I mean, they're more or less evening out. Probably not in this thing. I mean, this thing's probably like a rocket ship all the way through to 6, but I love it. It's very nice. And it can be yours for just a low price of $27,000. Really, dude? Really? Assholes like you are the reason I hate driving in Tampa. That's what I was gonna say. And there she is. Alright, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. And again, in the words of Ferris Bueller, if you have the means, I highly suggest